Okay guys, tip of the day 54 as promised. I'm going to go over one of my favorite drills for going back and forth and keeping angles in line. And what I'd like to do is talk you through it because you're going to see all the different stuff that we've talked about in different videos, but especially your pre-shot routine and how this comes into play. So I'm going to talk as I play, but what I want you to do is pay close attention on how disciplined I stay in the pre-shot routine and different things that come up that we've talked about in different videos. As I recognize them, I will tell you. Okay, so the drill is very simple. There's different versions of it. I could do a whole video on the different versions of this drill, but for now, what we want to do is you want to shoot this in either corner, doesn't matter, and shoot this has to go on the side. For now, it can't go in the corners. So basically, corner, side, corner, side. This is a lot of fun because you're going to try and beat your record. Can you get to 10? Then next, let's say you get to 10, is it 11, is it 12? When you really want to try and beat your record. Okay, so how does this come into play with pre-shot routine principles? Okay, well, I visualize this ball going in and where I want to be. We did a video on that before. So I visualize all of this should be done standing outside the box. So I see the line, I'm outside the box, I'm standing up. I need to be right around here to continue my run. Can't be short, can't be high. If I don't get it where I want to be, I reset the shot back up so that I imprint a good shot. That's the great thing about practicing by yourself in drills is you can reset it back up, unlike a game, so you can imprint the perfect shot. So I'm outside the box, I see, I've picked a spot, very key, a spot, I'd like to be right there, because that way also, if I don't get there, there's direct feedback. I'm going to recommend that you exaggerate the staying down on this, not only to have good habits, but also so that you're going to see exactly where that cue ball lands. What are we doing here? We've picked a line. I know where my target is for the cue ball. Now it's just about executing. I'm staying perfectly still until I get exactly where I want to be. That's number one, okay? Bring it back up. That's one. We would step back out. Because you have to spot this, you have to go in, then back out. So you can, with this drill as a bonus, you can develop getting in and out, okay? So here, we pick our spot. While we're standing up, how do we get there? We just want to roll through. So that's all done standing up. I step into the line. Now I'm in the shooting box. So it's about following through until, watch me exaggerate, until it stays still. I'm doing that for number one, to stay down, but number two, where I'm doing that is to get exact feedback. This is a key that a lot of people do not talk about is if you want to play great shape is you got to pick a spot and then reevaluate. That's how you get great feedback. All the great players have done this at one point is instead of just saying I don't want to be around here, I want to draw to here, they pick a spot. It's not just about being super accurate with their cue ball, it's about then they know exactly what to do the next time to improve. I noticed that's one of the top players of all time, Steve Barata, he's a master of this, is he's always learning, even though he's been doing it forever. You watch, he's always putting a little something on the cue ball, and it's because it's a bigger process. It's not just always about making the ball. I learned that from him or observing him, and that is pick a spot and go for it. If you don't get it, it's okay because now you've learned something. Got this, rolling up here. I need to be ideally just past here. If I'm here, I would have to come this way, which we're trying to avoid. So I pick the spot, I pick the spin, and now it's about executing. I'm going to stay perfectly still. So I didn't hit that great, so I'm in trouble, not in trouble, but I wanted to bump here, so I didn't have exactly what I wanted on that. I either needed a little more stunt, I had a little too much top on it, so it came into here. Now I learned that. That's the great thing about this, is I just, next time that shot comes up, I'll note I either have a hair left or a little less high, because it came up and it came into here. I needed it to come just into here. So, this is a shot, this comes up a lot, right? Very tricky. There's a couple ways we can do this. We can draw past it and come to here, or we can bump it. I think if we cut this in, and I'm just gonna miss that 10, I'm gonna come up into here. I think it's more natural. If you draw, you could do it. You're probably gonna bump into here. It's just, you're forcing everything. Here it's just about a nice, just as long as I make this, I see the line. So again, it's up here, I visualize exactly what I want to do. I'm being repetitive, but it's important, is I'm visualizing coming here, and then coming back up into here, okay? So right now, it's just about making this ball and staying still. Watch how natural this is, as opposed to the other way would be way more difficult. So as long as I make this ball with the right speed, okay, so I hit it too thick. Awesome, watch this. I set it back up, we know it goes right here. It was right on this line. Now, I hit this because I hit it too thick. I know, honestly, I can see this line. If I can just cut it more, I'm gonna just miss that 10. I see this because I've done it many times. See the correction? Bump it right there. I'm back in line, okay? Here's a shot that comes up quite a bit. Respot this. This is trickier than it looks, because you're got a little angle, but not much. So there's a couple shots here, but that you could do this. You want to keep it as simple as possible. Notice I'm outside the box. I don't rush into the shot. I make a decision. That's another mistake we make. They're in between two concepts, and then they still shoot it anyways. That happens to everybody. It's okay to miss, but not when you got two things on your brain. You got to commit to something. In this case, I do this. This happens to me a lot in games. I will have something else on my mind, a different way of doing it, so I haven't fully committed. In this case, I'm fully going to commit to coming up to here, but just a hair inside. I feel like I just need a little bit of left. The topspin could do it, but because I gotta pop it, I could come out and maybe come into the wrong area. So I'm trying to come over to here. I visualize where I want to be. So again, this shot comes up a lot. If you don't execute it correct, you set it back up. But I'm visualizing it. There's a hair. Watch this. If this shot is done correctly, it looks real nice. Okay. Perfect, right? I stayed still, learned something from that shot. I'm just right back in line. Stick with this video. I'm going to keep going for a little bit. I don't like to make them long, but there's a lot going on here. So here, once again, seems easy. Someone would already be shooting this without having the plan. You want to step in. I want to be right there. So I have my angle to get back. I step into the shot and follow through. Okay, I'm going to step back into the shot. I put the ball goes back up here. Boom, boom. Now this is similar to the shot that I didn't execute great the other time, right? Is if I just get top, there's a way of coming in here. So you want, I like a more, just to put a hair of outside to do this. You could just put a little less top, but I find that's less natural. Me personally, I like the natural roll. So we're not talking about an awful lot here. we're talking about a hair of outside and all top, and it's just about speed. I'm staying still, come on. Here we go, right back in line, okay? See how I'm finding that line? Back here. You can see how powerful this can be for getting back into spots, but right now, I could draw back out here. I like to roll it through, but again, I'm making my decision. I could draw it back to here. I think anytime you're drawing it, there's more execution. It means it's going forward in this direction, stopping and coming back. So when you roll a ball, it's already going in that direction, so it's always going to be easier for me to roll for shape. It's just a natural thing, right? So now we go to here, stick this back here. I'm in line similar to the shot that we did. You want to make sure that we have that hair of outside this time. I step into it because we don't want the flirt with the side pocket like we did the last time. So this is just a speed shot. I hit it too hard, okay? So, and that's coming across the line. So that would be the end of the run. What I would do is, whatever that was, maybe 10 in a row, but it's important that when you do it, keep track. You want to beat your record, and then if that were to happen, because you're not allowed to shoot in the corner, you would shoot this shot exactly again to when you get to here and continue with your run starting from 1. But you want to make sure that you always play the shot that stopped your run at least once, maybe twice, so that you're imprinting the correct shot. That's super important because the next time it comes up in a game, you'll have the correct version imprinted in your brain. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. I know the video was a little longer, but again, you could see how it was bringing all the stuff that we talked about together. Thanks, and I'll be back with tip of the day 55. That'll be tomorrow.